I am just simply a marketer who has found myself in the position that most of you have found yourself in lately as well. So I did what I was told. I did an 8-minute speech, so just bear with me. So it says, I'm Nicole Anderson, founder of Parental Alienation Resource. I didn't come here as a lawyer or a therapist or a politician. I came here as a mother who believed the family court system was built to protect children. I was wrong. What I discovered in Charleston, South Carolina, and what so many of you have told me you have discovered across the country is this: family court doesn't protect children, it protects itself. There's been a lot of talk about how equal shared parenting helps deter parental alienation. But today I want to go deeper because equal shared parenting doesn't just protect children from losing a parent, it disrupts the very system that profits from that loss. And it makes it the single greatest threat to the survival of that system. According to the American Psychological Association, 40 to 50% of first marriages end in divorce. The National Institute of Health reports 68% of first marriages involve a child within the first 3 years. And the average marriage that ends in divorce lasts 8. That means millions of children and families will be pulled into the family court system during the most vulnerable moments of their lives. And when that moment comes, they deserve the clearest, most constitutional, most child-centered path forward. That path is equal shared parenting. Right now, in most states, there's no formula for custody. A full-time stay-at-home parent can be reduced to 2 weekends a month. A parent with fewer resources can be forced to settle for even less, just to avoid going bankrupt. There's no algorithm, no enforced best interest standard, no constitutional check of how much a parent the court decides you're allowed to be. Don't think this wasn't by design, because when outcomes are vague, rulings are unpredictable, and parents are desperate, someone profits. Family court isn't just emotionally draining, it's financially engineered to break you. You're told to hire a lawyer at $300 plus an hour for years. Hire a guardian at Litem, $75,000 plus. Pay for your custody evaluations and psychological testings. Pay for your child's therapy. Pay for your therapy. Pay for supervised visits even when no supervision was needed before. And sometimes pay for the other parent's legal fees too. You're told to prove you're the better parent while paying for every professional who gets to decide whether you are or you're not. And if your therapist doesn't echo the court's narrative, you will be forced to start over with someone new, of course, at your expense. And even after all of that, one of you will likely end up with just 4 days a month. This isn't protection. This isn't the child's best interest. This is court-sponsored coercion where the longer the conflict drags on, the more professionals get paid. The court counts on you doing this at least twice. They hand out final orders knowing full well the parent with the most control is often the one who won't follow them. No one outside of the court will enforce them, so they wait. They wait for the targeted parent to come crawling back, fighting for scraps, and when you do, they welcome you to round 2. Because that's how the cycle survives. When shared parenting is denied, one parent can be erased, not because they're unfit, but because they're inconvenient. And the harder they fight, the more they lose. For the parent with the power, they become the gatekeeper, the narrator, the judge. They decide what the child hears, says, and believes. They decide if the other parent exists at all. For the parent without power, they get 4 days a month, if that. Every birthday, every phone call, every hug must be approved. And when they advocate, they're labeled hostile, controlling, or mentally unstable. Often the child is told that their other parent needs help or to work on themselves while they sit and wait for their parent to become perfect before they're allowed to continue their relationship with them. And for the child, they learn love is conditional, that family can be deleted by paperwork, that speaking the truth and imperfection can cost them love. So they adapt. They stop talking about the erased parent. They hide their joy after visits. They live a double life performing for peace. But somewhere along the way, they're made to believe it was their fault. This isn't co-parenting. This is psychological warfare funded by court orders. Let's be clear, shared parenting doesn't split a child in half. It gives them back their whole identity. When kids have meaningful access to both parents, they experience fewer behavioral and emotional issues. They're less likely to struggle with anxiety, depression, and identity confusion. They perform better in school. They feel safe and secure in both homes. Shared parenting doesn't make parents equal in hours, it makes them equal in value. And it protects kids even in complicated situations. Even when one parent struggles emotionally, financially, or otherwise, shared parenting ensures the parent isn't erased because of it. Equal shared parenting minimizes confusion, it limits unnecessary litigation, and it removes the guesswork that the professionals often exploit for profit. When the path is clear, families are more likely to settle. When expectations are balanced, there's less room for manipulation. When both parents know their role, money hungry professionals lose their power. Shared parenting keeps the focus on results, not revenue. It ends the cycle where one parent clings to scraps of time, the other controls the narrative, and the child is stuck in the middle. Parental rights are fundamental. In Troxville v. Granville, the Supreme Court affirmed parents have a liberty interest in the care and custody of their children. Shared parenting supports due process, equal protection, a child's right to know both parents. This isn't new. This is restoring what should have never been taken, and the system resists it because shared parenting removes their control. Don't think it doesn't affect you. Even if your children are grown, even if your child is the mother, 22 million parents, mothers, and fathers are currently being alienated from their children. And too often, the family court is just as responsible as the alienator. If you've ever held your grandchild in your arms, imagine being told you're not allowed to see them anymore, and no one has to explain why. Shared parenting protects families, not just parents. This isn't just about today's courtroom battles, it's about our children, our grandchildren, and the generations that follow. If we don't act now, we are giving the system more families to destroy later. So fight for equal shared parenting. Speak, organize, vote, educate. For those already caught in the system, I created an AI to help you identify professional misconduct, gather evidence, and share your story. You can also tell it you want to report the professionals taking advantage of you in your case, and it will add their names to our nationwide database. You can find it on ChatGPT by searching Parental Alienation Resource. The system won't fix itself, but together we can expose it. Thank you.